Ladies and gentlemen, crypto heads around the world, the Monday Kickoff with real Daniel Nitze and Mr. Spread. Like, share, subscribe, and enjoy.
Hello everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Monday Kickoff, episode 18. I'm here joined by my dear friend and buddy, Daniel. Hello, Daniel. How are you, man?
Hey, Mr. Spread. Hey, guys. I'm good. Just looking at our shiny internet rock that it's about 70K now. So it's amazing to see that. It's amazing that we are at all-time high again after, what was it, 2 years and a half, something like that. Bitcoin is doing it again, guys. Again. How many times? That's the question. How many times this cycle repeats itself? This way, like bear market, everyone says Bitcoin is dead, and then Bitcoin goes up again and like smashes all-time high, and now it's in price discovery and everything, like anything it's possible right now. So it's gonna be an amazing stream, I think. I'm very ready to look at the charts and have a discussion with you about what's gonna happen in the next, I don't know, months, weeks, days, hours in relation to Bitcoin. Is this the beginning? Is this the end? Is this the middle of the bull market? Because we kind of are in the bull market, right, Mr. Spread?
Yep.
What do you think?
Yes, I think that if anybody had it's crazy. I think the bull market was already super confirmed after we left 32K. So we had that pullback in August, if you remember. We dropped from 30 towards 25. We couldn't break 25. And when we went back above 30 and 32, I think that was the last ball on the water effect. And we just rallied hard since then. And we saw this kind of normal bull run behavior, especially for Bitcoin, where it rallies, after that stays in a sideways period, and after that it just rallies again. And now we just broke all-time high. We see also Ethereum pushing above $4,000. So I think if anybody had any kind of doubts that we are in a bull run right now, I think that those doubts should be already away. And if somebody is still sidelined, I think you should really take a look at some of the altcoins which are still on the right narratives, like AI, DEPIN, RWA, gaming, something that is really hot, to start your allocations if you're not already here. But I think if people were watching you, if people were watching your streams, if people were watching my posts and my streams and our posts together, I think at least since October, November, most of the people should have been already with some portions, if not with most of their allocations already in Bitcoin and some of the altcoins.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I put a post yesterday on Twitter, a poll, to ask people how they are on their crypto investment right now overall. And it's crazy. You would not expect, but 80% of people are on profit right now. So are in profit at the moment that we're speaking right now. So congrats to everyone that passed that terrible bear market in 2022. So it's amazing that you guys are still here. Like, I'm amazed sometimes how many people survived that bear market. Like, more than I was expecting, to be honest. But again, was amazing, and it's amazing to see people still here after that bear market, and a lot of them understood that this is just something that's gonna pass and crypto is gonna go back up. And Bitcoin is not dying, and it's here to stay. And now the institutions are here as well, so I don't think it's gonna die anytime soon. That's my bet in relation to Bitcoin. We'll see. You talked about Ethereum. If we look at the past, Ethereum is gonna go to all-time high. Usually, it's a month. Somewhere there, it's a month between Bitcoin going to all-time high and Ethereum going to all-time high. But this cycle around, who knows? Maybe in March we're gonna see Bitcoin all-time high and Ethereum all-time high by the things are looking right now. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I can see that you pulled up Bitcoin
Obituaries.
Yeah. It's crazy.
This is the website. This is the website of how many times big publications around the world since Bitcoin inception said that Bitcoin is gonna die. So someone thought that is a good idea to keep track, to keep receipts of all these people. If it was Bloomberg, if it was CNBC, if it was Wall Street Journal, if it was, I don't know, any publication from around the world, every time when someone was mentioning online on one of these big publications, I think it's thousands of times, but one of these big publications, someone was putting in the Bitcoin obituaries, and we can see right here, it was the last time when the European Central Bank at $51,000 said that, yes, And the last time, and also BlackRock will completely destroy Bitcoin. This was said in Forbes last year, so it looks like Forbes is not gonna make it. Also, ECB looks like they're not gonna make it.
But these are all bullish, you know. What I'm scared is like the reverse narrative, you know, like people not saying that anymore, and like it's like, okay, you know what, Bitcoin is here to stay. Then probably things are not gonna go that crazy anymore. That's my bet. So I don't know. If you look at society overall, things that people laugh at perform the best usually, or people. If other people laugh at you, you'll probably have higher chance on succeeding. Look at Elon Musk, for example. A lot of people laughing what he was doing in the past, buying Twitter, Tesla, what he's doing into space. He doesn't have any relation to space whatsoever. And people are laughing and laughing and laughing. And then out of the sudden, Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. Bitcoin is like what, 8th now? It just passed silver as it's crazy, you know. It's like crazy just to think about how much we've come from like 2010 with
True.
a lot of attacks that Bitcoin really survived, and that gives him like a lot of value from my point of view for Bitcoin, because it passed all of this bad news and bad scenario. Same for Ethereum. Let's see other coins. Other coins are kind of new, you know, to the space, and then we'll see if they're gonna pass the test of time, because that's very very important from my point of view. But yeah, it's crazy. What's your target for Bitcoin, Mr. Spread, this cycle? Let's start strong.
This cycle, I have no target.
Yeah,
I have
year.
No, I cannot have any target, because mainly of what's happening with the flows. I think that any target, it's irrelevant right now, and I'm just gonna watch what's happening with the flows from, you know, from the 9, from Vanek, one of these guys, from BlackRock especially, from Fidelity, from all the others, and I'm just gonna watch how are they buying, and if they're gonna stop at any point in time. But I really think that right now we are in a very good period of time. If you think about it, the last time when Bitcoin was making an all-time high when it comes to monetary cycles and fiscal cycles, the rates were near zero. So what's gonna happen now? It's crazy, because, you know, I think, I don't know if I spoke with you here in the show, but I know it was with you. I don't think it was Andre. I think it was with you, when we gave that context for when the Federal Reserve is cutting, because a lot of people are scared, mainly because I think other people with much more influence and much more followers just shared this kind of Federal Reserve narratives, just simple. They didn't do the proper research. So we spoke about it and we said, yes, there are some cases when the Federal Reserve is cutting the rates when it can be really bad. For example, if we're going to go into a recession right this year, and it's very possible that we will not, and Federal Reserve it's cutting because of a recession, then it's bad. It means that between 1 to 6 to 8 months, we can see S&P 500 falling between 16 to 20 something percent, which means that Bitcoin can fall between 40 to 50%. Now, that's the worst case scenario. The second scenario is if they cut in case of a panic, like it happened in 2020, when they cut because of the COVID crash. And after this, it was just a period of 1 to 3 months when equities and risk assets fell. But after that, it was a V-shaped recovery. And third is the third scenario, which I don't see that is very popular, because this needs a little bit more research. And these kind of scenarios go back until 1980 something. They belong to Ryan Dietrich, and I want to congratulate him for the work that he's doing on Twitter. So the third scenario, besides recession, which is very bad, panic, which is bad short term, we have normalization. So if Federal Reserve is going to cut the rates this year because we're going towards a normalization type of period, we're not going to see any panic crash. And throughout history, when Federal Reserve starts cutting because of normalization, S&P 500 goes above the current price from the first cut with about 15 to 20%. So if this happens,
probably in 6 to 9 months,
yes,
as far as I saw it,
yes,
I think the impact is still gonna be bearish at the beginning, like when the Federal Reserve is gonna cut. Like this is what history shows. Like in the first 3 months, I would say, it can have like a small correction, and then things get back up. So I think so. Don't you think that we're getting ready for some type of sell in May and go away for a little bit of time? I know I've asked you that before, but May is a lot of things happening in May, especially in crypto. We have the most important thing, of course, is the ETF for Ethereum, and that can have a huge impact on the altcoin market. And my bet is that we might see an altcoin season before that. Maybe April is going to be that month, maybe end of March. We don't know. We can see that a lot of altcoins really performed well. If you look at gaming, if you look at AI, really performed pretty well, but not overall. Like the dominance is still high. Yeah. The dominance is still high if you look at it, but it's normal. Usually Bitcoin should go to all-time high. Ethereum then should go to all-time high. Usually it's a month difference between when Bitcoin goes to all-time high and Ethereum goes to all-time high. And then afterwards we see some kind of an altcoin season and some kind of a cycle ends for a few months basically, or final cycle end. We don't know. That depends what's going to happen in the world economy. As you said, is the Federal Reserve going to cut in June because of recession, or July because of recession, or they're going to just cut because of normalization and there's no issues underlining in the economy? So that's important. How do you see that? Like, do you have an exit scenario? So for example, now you are in the market, right? You have profits. Like, people need to understand that they need to have an exit plan somehow.
Sure.
Like, even if it's Bitcoin, even if it's Ethereum, even if, I don't know, it's an altcoin that you like, you need to have an exit strategy in relation to where you put your money, your assets afterwards. Like, what do you do with them? So what's your exit strategy? I think a lot of people should would like to hear that from you.
First of all, I think that it's very early to still speak right now about exit strategies. I think that this bear market, which was 1.5 years, almost 2 years, was very, very traumatizing for a lot of people who were here in this space. I think because of this, a lot of people still have the PTSD, and we saw that with the top calls. Everybody, since we were at 40, they said, the 45 is the top. We broke that 50, they said 52 is the top. We broke that, they say 60 is the top. We broke that, they say the all-time high is the top. And we've seen that since we stayed under 70,000, that this is the top. And this does not happen. People don't call for tops when we're in a full euphoric mode. People forget about targets, forget about all-time highs, forget about logic when we are in a full bull run. So because I was very bearish since, I would say, 32, and even more bearish after 45, after the ETF and recovery, I'm still super bearish. Super bullish. I'm still super bullish going forward. I don't see any signs of deterioration in the classical markets. S&P 500 still looks very good. United States economy, from the job market to inflation to housing, still looks pretty nice. I saw other reports. Even this morning, I was reading some guys which are very on point. Although they are on macro, they are not biased bearish like most of the people who are on macro. They just said, and they posted something very nice. You know what? I think I'm gonna look for that, because it's a pretty nice.
Yeah, just look for it. And I have a comment here. I understand it's not like maybe the moment to look at the full exit strategy. This is not what I said, but I have this saying: like, in a bear market, you prepare for the bull market, and in a bull market, you prepare for the bear. So I think people should have like an idea in advance what's the exit strategy, because as you see, things happen very fast in crypto, like very fast. Like, bull markets are like straight up. Like, it's not like it's gonna give you time to rebuy and so on. It's like, it's usually straight up. When the train leaves, like, it goes very, very fast. Same as the downside, and when the downside is gonna come, people, again, they're maybe not gonna know what's gonna happen. So that's why I think people should think about some kind of an exit strategy, like protect some of their profits, not take everything out of the table. Like, yeah, that's a gamble. If you take everything out of the table now and you position yourself in cash, you're gonna feel the pain when the market's gonna go another 50% up. But from the coins that you have, from the investment that you have, maybe it's a good time to look at your portfolio and say, okay, I'm 100% in the market. Maybe I want to not be that way if the market drops 50% from here. So yeah, that was my point. Not to have an exit strategy now, like everything, just to have an idea how your exit strategy would look like, and maybe some kind of a timing, because timing is hard to have in the market.
I don't think I'm gonna have any timing. I'm gonna just go with the flow like I went in the last 1 year and something. I think one of the best exit strategies that can someone think about, and this is very tailored for everybody's targets, lifestyle, etc. You just do your monthly expenses, right? You put on top of those monthly expenses, you put another 20-30% to counter in inflation for the next 5 years, and you see how much are your monthly expenses for 1 month, and after that for 1 year, and you put on top of that 20%. If you, at least this is what I'm thinking about, and I really think that this is an interesting plan. You multiply that with 5 years. So if you reached profits that can allow you to have your monthly expenses covered plus 20%, so your monthly expenses covered plus 20% times 5 years, and you have that amount secured, I would take that amount from the table and I would just leave it there as a mid to end of the cycle exit strategy. That would be my exit strategy. So for example, let's say my monthly expenses would be, I don't know, let's say 1,000 euros. Let's just take although it's too small for almost anybody living in Europe, but let's take 1,000 euros. On top of that, let's say I'll put 1,300 euros, right? I would multiply that with 12, would be around, I don't know, $27,000, right, per year. I would multiply that with 5, right? So if I would have in my portfolio, or around 130K toward the middle end of the cycle, I would put that money away and I would take that from the table, ensuring that I still have something to let it rip. And like this, when the bear market will come, you know that you have 5 years left of expenses plus some extra to counter in inflation, to counter in some extra expenses, and you're still good and you're still inside the market. I think that, I don't know, that can be an interesting plan.
Yeah, that's very good. And I think that's why people are listening to this podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it, for like this type of like thinking, you know, like thinking in advance, because when things happen and when you're there, like market crashes, market goes up, you don't know, you lose your brain, you know, you lose your brain for the gains, you lose your brain for the dump, you don't know. So you need to know that in advance. So what you said earlier is very, very helpful probably for a lot of people, because I can share some personal stories, maybe not involving me, but some of my friends and like people that I know. For example, in 2021, I had a friend that put in the market around 50K, and he turned close to 2 million at some point. That was towards the end of the bull. Basically, he had 2 million, and he said, no, I want 10. When he was at 1 million, he said, I wanted 2, 3, 5 million. I don't remember exactly. And then when he was at 2, he said, I wanted 10 million, you know, for me to exit. So I have an exit strategy. And then what happened? Then the market crashed 50%. And from 2 million, he left with 1 million. Then he said, you know what? Now I had 2 million and I have 1 million. I'm not dumb to sell, you know.
It's going to recover. It's
gonna come back. Perfect Wall Street cheat sheet, you know. It's gonna recover. It's fine. My money is with great companies. They will come back. And then another 50% dump, and it's like, you still have a lot of money. You put 50K, you have 500K. It's like you have a 10x. It's still a lot of money, you know, that you can withdraw from the table. And he was like, no, I had 2 million. Now I have 500, and now I'm not gonna be the dumb guy who withdraws the money now. And then, of course, another 50% crash. And then his portfolio was valued at around 200, 250 at some point. And then he started some futures and he went back to around 60K at the end of the, like, I think it was the middle of the bear market, as far as I remember correctly, if I remember correctly. So yeah, he just came back to where he was, of course. And of course, that thing will make your brain go bonanza. You know, you had 2 million, you lost that. You didn't protect anything of that profit. And then that happened. So that's why I'm telling people to not be greedy. You know, if you make a lot of money, like that for you is a lot of money, that your family is a lot of money, just take some from the table. No one's gonna judge you, you know, that you take some profit from the table and you let the other run. Or you can take some, put it in something else. I don't know, real estate.
Very good advice. Very good advice.
Diversify. Why do you want to keep it in one go? Or put it in, I don't know, Bitcoin, for example. That's safer. You know that Bitcoin has a higher chance to like come back, or Ethereum, or the coins that are better than the ones that don't survive basically that well in a bear market. So that's my thing. If you guys made money that is gonna be some kind of a life-changing money for you guys, just take some out of the table, because the market gives you and the market will take it back, because that's what the market does, you know. So yeah,
I agree. And to what I said, you said something very, very nicely. I think that Although it's not the most sexiest approach, and although some people will say that the prices are too high, etc., besides the 5-year plan, which I said you have your expenses covered monthly for 5 years when you go and make those profits. Even 3 years, I think is fine. Between 3 to 5 years, if your monthly expenses are covered with the profits, you just take them from the table. You also put a down payment for a house, for an apartment of something. Even if the stock market crashes, right? Let's say this, and after that the real estate crashes, it's not gonna crash with 60-70% like Bitcoin or like some of the fucking altcoins,
Correct.
right? And a house is a house. You're still gonna have some cash flow. You're still gonna go to your job. You still most likely you will put a down payment from your profit, so you don't borrow the money from the bank. Just put a down payment if you don't want to buy it in full. Put a down payment and take some money from the bank. You learn how to use credit, because I think Romania has the highest ownership of houses in Europe, and this is not something bad, but in the same time we need to learn how to make money with other people's money. For example, with the bank's money, right? You put a big down payment, most likely you will have also some money from the bank. You show them that you're good for the money monthly, and when the bear market will come, most likely you're going to be in a much better shape if you bought something physical that you can touch. But the journey that you said regarding your friend, I think 99% of the people go through it, even if it's forex, stock market, etc. Because this is just the journey of an investor over a trader, and you have two options. After you go through your first cycle like this and you round trip all your profits, either you give up, and I think that's not optimal. Either you just learn from your mistakes, because the knowledge that you have and the experience that you have, nobody can take from you. And for this, I think we are here because we've been through the bear bull, and now we're getting the bear.
Exactly. And that's why I tell people now to look at their portfolio, understand that this is not going to go up forever. Maybe it's going to still go. Who knows? Maybe it's going to go. Like the probabilities are for the bulls, like for this year at least. But again, look at your portfolio and see how can you take some risk off the table at some point if you made money that is very very important with you, and like put it in some, I don't know, maybe other stuff, or create a business or do something else, or put it in Bitcoin. For example, you said Bitcoin dumped 60-70%, might not happen in the next cycle, you know. It might be only the altcoins, or Bitcoin might not crash that much. Altcoins, from my point of view, and I want to ask you as well, is this time different? Because for me it's not. Looking at how the projects are built, the tokenomics and so on, like all the projects, I don't see it being different this time. Like I think most of the altcoins, and maybe it's an unpopular opinion at this point in time when everything goes up like crazy, I think they're gonna again dump between 90 and 99% during the bear market, and probably a lot of them. Not all, of course. There are going to be some that will dump less than that. Depends on their utility. For example, BNB dump less, Ethereum maybe dumped less, or other coins dumped less. But if you take the market overall, 90 to 99% is kind of the norm. What do you think? Is this time different?
I think this is one.
Or Bitcoin might be that, but for altcoins, is it different?
I think this is the one of the most, if not the most dangerous phrase in investing. This time is different. I don't think it's different. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The markets move in cycles, and that's why I think we can see those emotions of the people on the chart for hundreds of years. Since the Japanese people invented the candlestick patterns, because the emotions of the market are the same, of the market participants, are fear and greed, right? So if they're the same emotions, I don't think that the markets will change. I still think that Bitcoin is still going to lead. I don't believe in a flippening, and of course I believe that Ethereum is not necessarily an altcoin. I think it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and after that there are the altcoins, like you very well said. And Bitcoin is going to drop most likely in a bear market. I don't think it's going to drop again 70%, because now we have these holders, but who knows? Maybe it's going to drop 40-50%. Is going to go to 100, 200, is going to drop to 100, and everybody again is going to call for the death of Bitcoin. We're going to add to that side. Ethereum is going to drop 60-70%, BNB 75-80%, and most of the altcoins again are going to be wiped out at between 90 to 99%, like you just said, because the emotions of the people are the same, and we're going to see them over and over again repeating on the cycles. So I agree with you. I don't think that this time is different. it can be a different type of cycle, right? It can be a different market structure. We can have a longer cycle. We can have 2-3 peaks. And after that, we're going to go into a bear market. Who knows, maybe 2026 until 2025 in the end, 2026. We can stay in a longer bear market for 3-4 years until 2030. And again, repeat the cycle. So we can have some abnormalities, like weird things when it comes to timing. But when it's going to come to the cycle, to the values, I don't think that it's going to be anything different.
Yeah, it's hard to have so much money, you know, pumped into altcoins. Like now, they have some traction, of course, because the liquidity came back into this market. But when the liquidity is gonna end, because it's gonna end, like I have no, like, in my mind, the liquidity is gonna end at some point. When it's gonna end again, it's gonna be very, very bad. Then we're gonna see again the same cycle, because you look at the market makers, they're kind of the same in the crypto market. If you take out Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum and maybe BNB, let's say, if you take them out, the market makers are kind of the same, and they have some kind of liquidity right now. And of course, the selling pressure is not that bad, because a lot of altcoins already dropped a lot, and it's not, you don't need that much liquidity to pump the crypto market. So now that's why I tell people, go with the wave. And be careful when the waves ends. If it's crypto, if it's stocks, if it's apples, if it's whatever, it doesn't matter, because at some point is gonna end. Nothing goes up forever, nothing goes down forever. You need to understand that in the markets, because that's what the market is. You have the price, of course, that dictates everything, basically, and liquidity. I think we talked about this a lot.
Sure. I emphasize a lot on liquidity. I reduce my macro, like we spoke. I reduce my macro framework like to 5%, and I focus more on liquidity since the autumn of last year. I think this was one of the best decisions I took. That's why, I showed you that model. But before we talked about that model and see how we are since the last time I presented in the Monday kickoff, a lot of people you might see on Twitter saying that the S&P 500 rallied mostly or just because of the Magnificent Seven or just because of Nvidia. Again, I want to give props to the market radar. You can follow these guys here because this chart belongs to them. We can see that not only the technological sector, but look at communications, financial, healthcare industry, just utilities and real estate didn't have so much growth. Okay, these were the leaders because this is what leaders do.
Clearly, yeah.
Again, I don't see the problem, and I don't understand the logic when people complain that the leaders or the MVPs act as MVPs. I mean, if you watch basketball, wouldn't you expect that Luka Doncic or like LeBron James would be the MVPs? Wouldn't you expect that Messi, Cristiano, or the teams, right? Let's not speak about individuals. Wouldn't you expect that Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Bayer Leverkusen, or all of the others who are like the leaders of their leagues, wouldn't you expect? Or Bitcoin. Wouldn't you expect that those leaders will lead? Wouldn't it be weird if they wouldn't lead? And of course, they're gonna lead, and that kind of a flow we will see right now. Because a lot of people are saying, the IWM, the Russell 2000, is not rallying. Well, we see right now that S&P 500 might put a local top, right? It might retrace to 5,000, maybe 4,800. But this money right now, because the economy is still hot, because we don't have any kind of deterioration in the broader market, and we don't see weakness in the housing, we don't see weakness in the job market right now. We know that Federal Reserve most likely is going to cut the rates, so investors will still keep these gains inside the market. So where do you think that this money is going to go? It's going to go like in the universe is going to just withdraw. They're going to withdraw their profits and they're just going to let the market run. No, these flows most likely we're going to find their way to IWM, so the smaller caps in the United States. And guess what? After that, also part of this is they're going to go to the ETF in Bitcoin, to the ETF in Ethereum when they're going to be approved, if they're going to be approved. And somehow money is going to find a way to go to also to the altcoin market. It's normal. People are going to fucking take risk from the profits that they're going to make. Do you think that we are so different than the people from the Wall Street? No, we're not. We're just smaller fishes in this whole big sea of investment because they have the same mentality. They're going to make these kind of profits, which in nominal value are huge, although in percentage they are not so big. Part of them, they're going to park them in bonds, which give safer returns. Right. But part of this, like a smaller percentage, they will also allocate to much riskier assets like IWM companies, like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, even shitcoins, if you can imagine. For sure, most likely they have some satellite companies or some satellite funds that they buy shitcoins or they buy altcoins in their name. That's why you can see Grayscale that they're looking for other assets. That's why we are even having some hints that after Ethereum ETF, we're going to have Link NDF and all the others, because people were gonna be risk averse and they're gonna flow this.
Will open.
Exactly,
will open. Yeah.
exactly. They will flow these profits. They will flow these
Yeah.
profits to somewhere else.
Yeah, that's very interesting. What big players are doing basically with their profits. Basically, they're putting it into more riskier assets. Maybe not everything, as you said. Maybe a small percentage.
Exactly.
Of that. For them, it's like free money, right? It's like you go to kind of a casino. It's like, okay, we have free money. Let's see. Let's put one here, one chip here, one chip there, one chip here, and see what's gonna get. And usually that happens in some type of bullish market. After everything like rallies and so on, it's very hard to continue with the big caps. So you have the big caps, like they're having like such a great market cap. It's very, very hard basically to pump them further, for example, and put their money there that you consider that it's gonna still grow, I know, 50%. And then that's what's happened, what you said, some profit taking, and then some kind of people, some kind of going to riskier assets, companies, funds, and so on. Do you think we're there now? It doesn't look like it yet. So it doesn't.
We might be there. We might be there. I'm just gonna. I'm curious how S&P 5. We're gonna talk about S&P 500 and also about Nvidia and also about Russell right now. We might be there, but we might be there on the broader traditional market, right? So, like I said, maybe S&P 500 is gonna pull back a little bit, and those flows, those percentages of pulling back, they're gonna go to Russell, so they're gonna flow to there. But I don't think that we're still there when it's gonna come to Bitcoin, and I don't think that the broader altcoin market it's here, because Bitcoin is still leading. And if you remember, we were talking about this in early February, and I just presented you this model in which we can see the intersection, right? So the junctions, when the USDT market cap was passing under and Bitcoin was passing higher, we saw that was the first leg higher of the bull run. After that, we had the correction and the second leg higher from Bitcoin. The same thing I saw and I noticed when it came to the bear market. So when we had this intersection and we saw that Bitcoin goes under the USDT dominance chart and USDT dominance chart goes higher, it just basically meant that the money flows out of the Bitcoin or out of the crypto space and goes back into the stablecoin, and after that to fiat. And we're going to see also that on USDT market cap solo chart. We had this bear market. Here it was the froth with the ETF. And I think we were watching, we can watch the Monday kickoff from January. I said around 19th of February, because this was the angle, I think that the USDT market cap or USDT chart dominance is going to go lower, and we're going to have the next intersection, because cycles repeat themselves, dear audience. And look what's happening right now. So this is number one. Number two, I was with Andrei, with Brătucu, a few weeks ago when we were somewhere around this area. So we were like around 98. And I said that in maximum 35 days, we're going to reach 100. Guess what? We doubled that and we reached 102. So there is more liquidity coming inside the crypto space. It means that a lot of hedge funds, exchanges, money managers, they send fiat to the Tether company and they send back stablecoin. And this is how Tether goes up in the chart. So please keep in mind the liquidity that is still coming inside the system, right? Yep.
Yeah,
we see the intersections. We see the intersections and the rallies like we had right here. We see the intersection and the rally. Plus, like I posted last night, a lot of people around 70K, they said this is the top. It's very hard for me when I add these two charts. So this one, from liquidity going higher, so stablecoin market cap going higher, and USDT dominance chart going lower, it's very hard for me to be even remotely bearish. It's very hard. I'm not going to even add the liquid. I'm not going to add price action, which is extremely bullish even now at 72K. Extremely bullish. That's why I said 80K might be the next one. But just from liquidity and USDT dominance chart, for me, okay, maybe here it's. I'll see what is going to be the reaction. Okay, maybe here it's going to make a bounce because this is an important area. Maybe some people are going to take some profits. I have no idea. But for now, when the USDT dominance chart looks so bearish, and this is inversely correlated with Bitcoin, as we saw right here, and USDT market cap goes higher, it's very hard for me to be even remotely bearish.
Yeah, and sorry to stop you, but Bitcoin is above 72K right now. So if you can put the chart, so yeah, looks great. Well, I think my target is around 75 for the smaller time frames in that area. I think you said 80 basically.
I have no target here. For 80 for me is just a meme. Any target right now is just a meme. Nobody can. I mean, at least
price discovery. Yeah, it's price.
It's in price discovery.
It's a different animal.
Exactly.
It's a different animal in price discovery.
This can go
You
to
don't know.
100K in 2 days, if something.
It can. Yeah, it can go to 100K in 2 days. Or in one candle, how you would say it.
It can go into one god candle.
Yeah,
Although
one candle, yeah.
I hope it does not happen, because that's going to be very bad for altcoins. Because if this goes like this, most likely it's going to pull back 20-30%, and it can really be bad for altcoins.
And as you see right now, the altcoins are not really rallying with Bitcoin. There's just a few of them, and the dominance is at 54%. Crazy that is at 54%. And we've seen some type of small altcoin season for some, like, I don't know, regional sectors, let's say in the crypto space, like, I don't know, gaming, AI, and maybe others, but we've seen some type. But again, the dominance is at 54%. Imagine if the altcoin cycle will repeat itself, what's gonna happen? Like, just imagine that. I don't know. Do you think it's gonna repeat and we're gonna have a full-blown altcoin cycle or not?
Yes, because the human emotions are the same, Daniel. And again, the big money managers. Okay, we have the ETFs right now, and maybe not all the money, and most likely it's gonna be a little bit different, not fully different, because some of the money that are already parked there inside the ETFs are gonna stay there inside the ETFs. But don't worry. The money which is still now in the crypto space, and the profits which are going to be generated from Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, or from the blue chips, they're going to find a way to the broader altcoin market. What we are seeing right now, it's what we saw also in the last cycles. We have some sectors, like we had DeFi summer, now we have the AI, we have the shitcoin mania, and these are the ones which outperformed the Bitcoin in the last few weeks or months, and they're also outperforming Bitcoin when even when the Bitcoin is stronger. So for the short term, I don't think that something is going to change. I still think that the outperformers are going to continue to outperform. And even when the broader altcoin market is going to, altcoin season is going to start, the ones which are leading right now, I think they're going to even lead even more. That's why I don't get necessarily the profit taking so fast, and I just base it more on a kind of bear market, or the PTSD or trauma from PTSD from the bear market.
No, I agree, and I totally agree with you that you should not take the full profits now. Like, maybe some parts would not be wrong, but not fully. Basically, I can still see that the market is like on your side, basically on the bull side right now. And let me share a little bit here and see how the crypto market looks, and show people how the crypto market looks right now. If you can add me, so you can see here, Mr. Spread, that we have Floki, Pepe that are going up. Is retail coming back? Because let me answer my own question, and then you can answer as well. I can see people that are coming back from the previous cycle, basically.
Yes,
but I don't really see people that are new. You know,
I have a good answer here after you finish.
Yeah, go ahead. That's all I had. Like, I see people from previous cycles coming back, but not really new people.
2 weeks ago, something very interesting happened to me. A radio station from Romania mentioned my Twitter account because they were speaking about Bitcoin. Someone, I don't know who was that person, and I want to thank him for a shout out to that person that gave me my name. But the host from that TV, from that radio morning show in Romania, he said something like this. And I took it to heart, and I analyzed, because I like psychology of the markets and humans in general. And he said, listen, I held Bitcoin for 2 years underwater. It touched 60K. I'm out. Wait a second, because it would be funny if it wouldn't be sad. Because you said something very nice, and I want to point out, like him, there were a lot of people posting, and I've seen even other accounts tweeting from their DMs and also from their comments saying the same thing. So I think that part of the retail was inside the market, right? They saw that Bitcoin was near all-time high, and their investment just recovered a little bit, and I think they sold. And you know where we can see this? And I think that this makes a lot of sense. 1 month ago, 2 months ago, actually, Coinbase app. This is a very interesting retail indicator. I think it was on the 145th place, something.
I think it was 300, 400.
It was 347.
And it went down to 200. So
no, it went down to 45.
45. Okay.
45 3 weeks ago. So keep this in mind, just like as a framework for what I just said. 347 Coinbase, right? It came back to 45, right, in the span of like 1 week and a half, 2 weeks, and now it's again at 145. So this is kind of, people knew about it, but they were not interested. Installed Coinbase, it went to 45th place. They saw that Bitcoin is not breaking higher, they sold, and they uninstalled the app, and now it's again 147th place, man.
Yeah, that's an emotional roller coaster.
Yes.
Like for some people,
Yes.
it's like, okay, finally it's going up, so I can sell and get the hell out of this market, and then it goes higher. Like, yeah, crazy. But yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, because I see in my comments people that were here in 2021 and they're slowly coming back to the market. Some of them to withdraw the money that, I don't know, they still have in crypto and check how the portfolio is after 2 years, and some to like reinvest right now, because they were missing the whole bear market. They thought we're gonna go to zero, and I was like, okay, uninstall this thing, I don't need it anymore, and so on.
Exactly.
Now they're coming back. It's like, okay, it did not went to zero, because this happened to us as well. It's like, okay, this did not went to zero. Why? Let's maybe dig deeper and see why this Bitcoin did not went to zero. So a lot of them are coming back, and maybe they're here to stay for longer this time a little bit, for the ride. Yeah, well, we can see here near going up. It's because on the 18th and 21, between 18 and 21 of March, it's an Nvidia conference. I think is the first one after 5 years. So the co-founder of Near is speaking there. Like
I know. So, I think also Render have some things there. Let's analyze a bit the market. Let's analyze it. Floki doesn't, but does not matter. The money goes to shitcoins right now because they're just rallying. Before we had the Bitcoin ETF, what was the dogma inside the crypto space? We're gonna have a sell the news event, right? And everybody just gonna fuck around. Okay, it went down, and where we are right now, 50-60% higher, right? Now everybody thinks that we're gonna have the halving and we're gonna have the sell the news event. What do you think that Bitcoin is
right on the short term? On the short term, probably right.
Of course. And after this, guess what? We're going to have the Nvidia, and everybody thinks the Nvidia GTC conference, and everybody thinks that they're a fucking genius, and nobody's thinking like them, and they're going to sell the AI coins because it's going to be a sell the news event. What do you think that most likely the market is going to
right?
Probably they're going to be right with 5%, and after that, they're going to chase after 100% rally. And after that, we're going to have the Ethereum ETF, and the same thing. Guys, what the fact of the matter is that
at some point they're gonna be right. Like at some point in time they're gonna be right, and they're gonna be like, okay, this is the sell the news forever event, and it's gonna happen. But that is gonna be probably after 10 fails. What I tell people and how I play basically the AI, like this conference 1821. I think it's going to be a sell the news. We've seen a lot of coins going down from AI, but not that much. Usually it goes down, I don't know, 10-20%, and then it goes back up 80. That's how it works right now for now. But I think it's going to be some kind of sell the news. I might take some 5-10% profit, I don't know, somewhere there, just to see how the market reacts. But I'm still gonna be left with 90, maybe 80-90% of the coins, basically. If the market's gonna go higher, I'm gonna sell higher, no problem. But I think that it might be some kind of a short-term sell the news, but I don't think it's a cycle end for AI. It's not likely to be the cycle end for AI right now. I like looking at the coins. Fetch, I think it went around three something. Workcoin, I think $10. I think it still has the potential to go higher from my point of view. I know Fetch AI at 10 is not that out of the question. I hold it as well. I think I bought at 50-55 cents and so on. Workcoin, I bought around 3. I think it still has potential to go higher, but probably it's gonna be some kind of a correction, and it's normal. In bull markets, you have corrections 20-30% for Bitcoin, and altcoins can go even to 50% correction in the bull market. Like look at the previous bull markets, and then it still be in a bull market, still recover and still pass the all-time high and even go higher. So now in bull markets, these are opportunities basically. So you need to 100%. Have some kind of liquidity there in order maybe to buy the dip when that happens.
I wish Fetch drops now 50%. Oh my God, that would be like a blessing in disguise.
It can happen, but maybe first it's gonna touch 4 or 5 before it drops to
Exactly.
50%. Yeah.
Exactly. You know,
So
the
yeah.
funny thing is that I still also like, for example, now I was reading some comments when you were talking, and in a bear market in the spring of 2023, a lot of people said that like, oh, you know, you are too bearish, you cannot see that. And I was like, guys, this is a bear market rally. Of course, I'm fucking bearish. Now, when I'm very bullish in a bull run, and it's the spring of 2024, some people say, oh, you know, maybe you are too bullish. I'm not too bullish. This is the structure of the market. Okay, you cannot I mean, you cannot agree with what I'm seeing, but I'm speaking of what I'm seeing in the price. This is not me being bullish. This is the price. This is the market structure. This is the whole market telling us from liquidity, from the dominance of the USDT, from the structure on weekly, on daily, and even some indicators that I'm using, that most likely you're gonna fucking chase higher if you're going out of the market. Good, you took profits at 70K. What now?
True. You know what this picture shows me right now, with
Sure.
Theta going up, AVAX going up, Aave going up, Near going up, Filecoin going up. It shows me that some part of retail got played again, basically. So it was at the beginning that scenario that the new coins is gonna go up, and they did basically. But till like retail like witnessed that and saw that, they probably bought higher than they should have, and so on. And then most of them, they're holding, I don't know, they're holding Theta, they're holding Near, they're holding Phantom, they're holding Filecoin, Pepe, and like all this. And it's like, okay, they're not going up. I'm gonna sell those, and I'm gonna position myself into, I don't know, Celestia, or at $19-20, or other coins that already performed, say Sui, you know, that already went up. And I'm gonna position myself, sell everything from the previous coins, and position myself into this. And then the market punish them. Usually that's what happens. Like the New York coins pump, and then they stabilize. They're getting ready for the next leg up, which is gonna come at some point for them. But then the previous altcoins are gonna go back up, and then it's pain. You know, it's pain. You sell a altcoin that did not perform for one that performed, and the one that performs doesn't do anything for 3 months, and then the coin that you sold is gonna go back up. So yeah, it's pain. And I already tell people all the time, if you really want to sell and position yourself into the newer coins, it's nothing bad, but don't sell everything, you know. Sell a part,
100%.
keep a part. Yeah.
100%.
So because a lot of people like got played with this, as you can see, AVAX now is going up. Aave is going up, Filecoin is going up, Near is going up, Algo is going up. Like these old coins basically. Theta is going up right now on a narrative. Render still goes up, but Render went up a lot, like all the time basically. This is a beast, like $12 right now. I think I bought that too. I think I bought that too. I haven't sold anything, but I'm thinking now. You know, I'm thinking maybe 10% to sell from this one.
Might be.
Atom a little bit. Chainlink, that it's still doing its thing. $21. I think this might break all-time high. Chainlink has a chance, but you did not see Cardano, for example. Cardano is still lagging, and other coins are still lagging. That's why I think that the cycle is not really at the end right now. Might be, I don't know, beginning half. It remains to be seen.
I don't think that we're not even at 25% of the cycle right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It means that a lot of good things might show up. What are you looking from altcoins? Maybe we can do some technical analysis afterwards on Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Sure, but before that, someone, Hunter, one of the shifters, found something really interesting. Let me show you something on the screen if you can.
Yeah, you can take the share screen. And guys, don't forget to leave a like. This is how this algo is like. Even if you're on Twitter, even if you're watching on YouTube, just leave a like and a comment. It doesn't matter. Just leave it there, and we might look at it, and we appreciate it. And of course, if you're new, press the subscribe here.
We were no problem. We were watching this morning. I mean, he was watching this morning, potentially rounding bottom on Uniswap, right? And this comes actually that it was around the lows. However, this is something very, very interesting, because these patterns, for example, this is on daily, right? So let's take another.
Sorry to interrupt you. Maybe you can put our pictures down so you have the full screen. You know, maybe you can find that layout. I think for people
I think this one.
This is without. Yeah, I think it works without our video for now.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be our video on.
So
it's good.
basically, this pattern is on Uniswap, and it's a rounding bottom. It does not have to be all the time a cup and handle. Sometimes it's just a rounding bottom, and after that, after the neckline is being broken, as we can see right here, for example, this is Euro Franc from way back. You see, it was a rounding bottom neckline, and after that, it just propels higher, right? So he found this interesting pattern on Uniswap. Actually, no, he found it on Bitcoin, and I remember something on Uniswap, and I was like, you know what? If this happened on Uniswap like this, and let's see what was the continuation. So it just absolutely propelled higher, much higher. So from 6, when it broke the resistance, the neckline, it just went to 17, so almost tripled in price. Let me show you something on another asset. Do not look at the asset, right? Just just don't look at the asset. Does not matter what is the asset. Just in perspective to see. Don't look at the asset. Don't look in the left side of the screen. It's not important. Let's say this was the neckline, and look at what Uni did, and let's look at this asset. Can it happen the same? Of course, it's gonna intervene with the law of diminishing returns. But what if this was a rounding bottom for 2 years on Bitcoin, and it's gonna have something similar as Uniswap?
Yeah, it can. It can. Looks very, very, very promising. If you ask me, someone says it's a Adam and Eve double bottom. Maybe you can look at it that way as well.
Can be also Adam and Eve. I just looked much more simpler. I saw this pattern actually, like I said, one of the guys saw this pattern on weekly. He was expecting some type of a pullback, which might come, right? Some type of pullback to be a cup and handle, but not all the time these rounding bottoms form a cup and handle. Sometimes it's just a rounding bottom. This is the neckline, and we can see something like this. Look. We copy it from here, and we
what would be the target for this?
Let me measure it. Let me measure it.
Yeah, you measure the target. I'm interested to see like what target should this have.
70%.
Get ready, guys, for the target of this.
It's not so big.
Okay.
It's 85.
85. Okay, that sounds still promising from my point of view. 85K. I think
82K. It's 82K. It's 82K. The target of this.
So maybe 82K before the correction. What would be 82K and then correction of 30% from that point? Would be interesting to measure to see where the price will be with the 30.
58.
58. Sounds good. Sounds good, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting plan.
Yeah,
towards the halving to go towards 82 to just hang around there a little bit, and after that like to have that sell the news event like a lot of people are expecting, and let's see if the market is going to respect
and then
that,
continue the cycle in a few months,
and then continue the cycle towards the end of the year, like August, September, October, towards
that would be
100
perfect.
something.
Yeah, that would be perfect, because a lot of people will think 82K was the top. Bitcoin goes sideways for 4 or 5 months, and then rips one last time rips one last time to whatever amount, and then the cycle maybe ends for Bitcoin and the crypto market after that. What do you think about altcoins now? The dominance and altcoins overall. Maybe total 3 would be interesting to have a look at. I think.
Sure.
If not, I can pull it up as well.
Go on.
Would be interesting to see. Let me see. Total 3. Let's see. Total 3 looks good. Looks good from my point of view. Let's clear the chart up. I think it's a clear target would be here, for like a short term. Basically, would be here around 831 billion. I think so. And I think if you look at some volume here, there is some volume going into the altcoin market, and I think we might reach this before a correction. So before the correction, we might see this level, and then we'll see. Do you think this will all-time high as well, like the previous cycle?
I think it's gonna blast before above that.
Look how good it looks, right? Look how good it looks. If this will go above this level here and goes to all-time high, probably the target for only the altcoins would be 1.52 trillion. Probably,
I agree.
I think.
I agree.
Yeah, so it means that the dominance might go, like if you look at the dominance now, it's like 54. Dominance might go here, right? Towards 40 again. Maybe, yeah,
I'm
maybe
exactly like your level, under 48. I'm waiting it. So when it's gonna go under 48, I'm gonna be very interested to see
yeah.
how
So
this is.
I
But I
think
think
for me,
that's the broader market altcoin season. I think under
yeah, I
48.
think for me, it's gonna start below 50. So I think now, like 48 is a confirmation, but once I see it below 50, it's kind of clear from my point of view. But this is kind of a confirmation 48. So if we do this, Bitcoin still goes up. I don't know, hits 57 into the halving, and then does something like this, breaks this level, full blown altcoin season. But for this, we need Bitcoin to be stable. Like
But
Bitcoin
but
needs to chill.
that's 2025 January. I think it's much closer than that.
Yeah, might be much closer than that. Might be towards the end of the year, or like maybe summer. Who knows?
I
Who
also
knows?
have it July. I have it mid-July, August. This is my, so after people come from their vacations, the rich people come from Marbella, Monaco,
Probably
etc.
August. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this,
probably August. It was like, oh, let's see how crypto is right now. They see Bitcoin stable. I was like, okay, let's pump the altcoin market and buy some altcoins with our profits. But what do you think should be the level for Bitcoin in order for that to happen?
I don't know,
Let's
Daniel.
look at
We're
the different
we're
charts.
in, we're in price discovery right now. I have no idea. Let's see when it tops out a little bit, when and where it's gonna top out, and after that we can talk about levels. I have no level in price discovery
True.
because it can really surprise us.
Where did the altcoin season started here though? If we look at it, I think it was May 2021, correct? I think
Uh,
before May,
no, it started in
March here.
end of March 2021.
So
It's
this is interesting. This is
yeah.
interesting because if you look at this, like February, March, right? Bitcoin was printing a top here.
Yeah, it can happen.
This
You mean like to the end of March to do the same, and after that we have the blown out season?
so this actually was the top, the local top, not the final top. And in
Sure.
this period, we had altcoin season, like here,
Yes.
when
Yes.
Bitcoin was like going sideways basically and could not break above, I don't know, 61k. So this was the altcoin season, and then after the altcoin season, of course, this happened, and we had a 50% pullback for BTC, and the altcoins dropped, I think 60, 70, I don't remember, something like that. They dropped, and then the cycle really recovered a little bit till November. So I think what we need from Bitcoin is some kind of a local top, in order for the full-blown altcoin season. Why is this happening? It's because people like in the market and in big investors are looking at the price like, okay, this cannot go higher, it's like trying and cannot do much and just stay sideways. The market gets bored, and of course when the market gets bored, they kind of go into altcoin. So I don't think we're gonna see any altcoin season until Bitcoin really like slows down and finds some kind of I don't know, local
So
top or something.
I cannot think about a target when I'm gonna see. Maybe it's gonna be exactly like that in the end of this month, to the beginning of April. We're gonna see Bitcoin topping out between 80 to something plus. It's gonna go a bit 85 something. Pick up some liquidity, drop like that. Ethereum is gonna blast through the all-time high also, because also when Ethereum, people think that when Bitcoin stops, this is when the alt season starts. No, the real alt season starts after Bitcoin rallied and printed an all-time high. After Ethereum printed an all-time high, and after that the money flows to the broader altcoin market. So for now, I still think that we still have 3-4 weeks, maybe even 6 weeks until Bitcoin and Ethereum top out and they do their move, and after that the money flows to the large cap, mid caps, small caps, etc.
That is true. Like, if we have to conclude, I think my probabilities show that we might see some type of slowdown between 75 and 85k. But we'll see. That's my probabilities. But yeah, as you said, we're in price discovery here. Anything can happen. Like anything can happen here. But yeah, that would be the scenario. Go here into this range, like slow down for Bitcoin into this range, and then have a full blown altcoin season. Do you want to do now the Ethereum? Maybe look at it if you have the
However, no,
chart.
I have the chart prepared. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's switch to your chart of Ethereum, because I think that's important to look at, and the Ethereum Bitcoin, which is still bleeding, like still bleeding at this point.
If I was very bullish on Bitcoin, I'm even more bullish on Ethereum. One of the not the only indicator which I use is Ichimoku, and right now, the only reason of concern is when the price is deviating too much from the Kijun Sen, which is the blue line right here, and I can see that the deviation is not that big. Plus the Kijun it's facing upwards, right? I'm going to come back to price action and to the levels in a second, but this is how I had it saved for now. So I still think that it can easily go to the next level, which I'm going to show you here on the chart. This is extremely bullish for a lot of reasons. This is the lagging span. It's far from the price. We have Kijun Sen, which is also under the price. Tenkan Sen also under the price. The price is very far from the Kumo, which is the cloud. So this is very, very bullish, which I still think that any pullback like we had here and any pullback that we might have is just a good opportunity to either long after the bounce or to add some Ethereum to your position, because this my target is much higher than this one right now. So this was the only indicator which I used. Last week, this is where I had it, around 3,580, because it was the liquidity level from here. And now, as we can see, bare simple price action, no indicators, no nothing, no mambo jumbo, no Elliott waves, no Ichimoku, no nothing. Just look at the structures and you will see that the price is telling you where it wants to go, and people are still bearish around here. So we blasted through this area right here, right? So we blasted through 3,000. If you remember, we had those lives and we said that this is our target, Danny.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's around 3,000, and we blasted through this. We had a clear intention. We closed weekly above this area, and we tapped the next liquidity level, which was around 3,500 and change. Now the next area is 4,150. Is gonna tap it, I think, in the next few hours or days. Flip this to support, or even if we see a rejection from here, and let's say we pull back
4,000, right? I think you said 4,000.
4,145.
Yeah.
4,145. So this area, and after that is just the all-time high from 4,800.
Do you think it's possible this month by the looks of the chart? I think so.
Dude, if you want me to be really, really honest, on this, I don't want it to be this month. And I don't want it to be this month because I like consolidation. So, for example, I would like it to go a little bit here.
Difference, yeah.
Yes, maybe we trap some late buyers. We get a liquidity grab and we just liquidate the over leveraged positions. We pull back towards 3,800, maybe even 3,500. Everybody says that it's all over, and we have a bounce, and after that we print an all-time high. This is what I would want, because I like those kind. Even this candle, it was nice because this is weekly. If I go on daily, we see that we had some type of a pullback, right? But the structure is still very much constructive, higher highs and higher lows, which is going to tap this next higher low. For me, this is extremely bullish. I don't even need this. I just look at the market structure, bullish. Too many bullish candles. I would like to see a red candle, some consolidation, but this is the structure of a bear market. And one of the traders that I really appreciate, Axel, Tech Charts is his name, he said something really interesting with breakouts. He said that the nature of the breakouts is to be so violent that it's going to left a lot of people on the sideline questioning how the hell this breakout happened, and they're going to question themselves and they're going to chase higher. This is the nature of a breakout, especially in crypto. So looking at this chart, I think that it's just a matter of time until we're going to tap this area around here, so around 4,150, and break that, and we can blast through the all-time high. My target for Ethereum is much higher than here. I'm just going to wait to see where Bitcoin tops out locally. After that, I'm going to go to Ethereum Bitcoin, which for now still looks bearish, but for a few weeks, even months, since January, it printed a series of higher lows. So maybe this is the bottoming formation. However, in order for me to become bullish on the broader altcoin market, I want to see Ethereum Bitcoin going above 0.61 to take out the highs from here and to open up 0.067 area. And this can happen between May, June, if I look on the angle of this. So if they continue something like this, and at that point in time, when Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum is going to chill after it prints another all-time high, I think this is when we're going to see total tree ripping. So in the next 4 to 8 weeks, after Bitcoin tops out, after Ethereum prints another all-time high, tops out, after that we can see the broader altcoin market rallying.
Yeah, very nice. I do think Ethereum has a chance there, and I think we're gonna get ready for a Ethereum watch party, probably all-time high for Ethereum as well. Let's see. Usually it's a month difference. I'm sticking with we might see it this month, but it would be very good to have some kind of a consolidation in that scenario. I want to ask you about one coin that I have a bag on. It's Theta.
Sure.
It woke up recently. So how would you see this chart? Because it's like looks like crazy, especially on the weekly time.
I made one of my best trades of this year in the beginning of the year on Theta. It was an amazing trade. I just followed up on it.
Yeah, if you remember, I think a month ago or a month and a half ago was one of my coins that was on the watch list. If you remember,
yes, I remember.
And it was on 1314, and I said once we break that level, it's nothing there for Theta till like 4, and we're kind of getting closer to that level. I want to see if you think this might go higher because it has an event in May. Again, May is like the month of events. Basically, they launched the Theta Edge Cloud, basically, and that's why the price is like reacting as it does.
I will share in 1 second, but after that, I just want to answer a comment. Dragos says the idea is not to be bearish when everybody is bearish or bullish when everybody is bullish. The idea is to read the signs and to be prepared for any scenario. First of all, I agree that it's good to be prepared for a lot of scenarios. You cannot be prepared for all of the scenarios, but the idea is not to be bearish or bullish when everybody is or is not. The idea is to be bearish or bullish when the price tells you that you should be bearish or bullish, and when the market structure tells you that should be bearish or bullish. Me, Daniel, Dragos, Top, Alexandru, anybody who is here on this chat do not know better than the price. And if anybody thinks that you can be smarter or better than the price or the market, you're fooling yourself, and you still have to eat some humble pies. I had my fair share of humble pies. Everybody need to have their fair share of humble pies. It's not about what the market thinks. It's not about if Twitter says they're bullish or bearish. Is what the price says. For me, if the price says that it's bullish, I'm going to be bullish. If the price tells me that it's going to be bearish, I'm going to be bearish. And just take that to heart, because just leave your emotions aside. And when it's going to come to Theta, I was trading it under 1.7, so somewhere around this area. Let's just put it on the fully on the chart. And if I look at it, it printed a clear bottom. So this was its bottoming phase. After it broke out above this area, so it stayed under this area for 557 days. And if I look here, it was just a false break. This was August, so it stayed under this area for 600 days. This is the ball under the water effect. Broke above 1.3 area, just blasted through, touched the next liquidity level, which was around 1.6, and went for the other immediately. Exactly like Axel said, and I just repeated his quote: the nature of breakouts is to break out, leaving most of the market participants in shock and asking themselves how the hell this breakout happened. Well, it happened because the price said so. Now, if you're asking me if I'm still bullish, yes, still bullish. There are still higher. There are still liquidity pockets that most likely they're going to be tapped. I don't like the violence of this. I don't like that it just ripped through through these levels. Maybe we had another liquidity level here, most likely. So it
happened like that because of the nature of the tokenomics of Theta. It has no inflation, basically.
Nice.
On the token, and all the tokens are in the market. So basically that's why. And it has a lot of accumulation phase. And as you said, it ended there. It looks like a snake, and someone sings. And like
yes,
cobra,
I love that.
And like the cobra is going out,
I like it.
Yeah.
So I think this area 4.3, and after that 6. Of course, if you ask me, maybe because I'm also a little bit more old school, I would like to see some type of consolidation, some type of a pullback. But this is typical when you see in the beginning of a bull run. This is typical in a bear market, and this is typical in a bull run. You just break out and you take out the next level. It flipped this area from weekly resistance to weekly support. Flip this area from weekly resistance to weekly support. Break, retest, continuation. Most likely we're gonna go for the jugular to the next one at 4.3 area, and that would be it. Let's see if there we retrace and we just go down, and after that we just
should
high.
Be good if a
it will be good.
I think I have that area. Oh, but you never know. You never know how you wake up and this is at $7.
I don't disagree with you. This is the nature of the bull runs, and we can have this kind of rallies. And again, people were questioning my bearishness in a bear market, and they will question my bullishness in a bull run. But it is what it is. I'm just guided by the price, and I don't let my emotions guide me. I agree with you. This looks very bearish. This looks very bullish. The only bearish aspect which I might have on it is that maybe there are still some people who are underwater at this level, at these levels, so they can put pressure on the price. They can put pressure on the price. They can put pressure on the price. So one of my strategies, which I said that I'm going to apply, and I have been applying it successfully in the last 4 to 5 months, is that I try my best to avoid allocating my funds in coins which still have a lot of back holders from the previous cycles. So either I bought, for example, Fetch when it was near the all-time high because it didn't have any more. So this was my accumulation area. We were going above all-time high, and I bought heavily between 0.97 and 1.2, and after that we just blasted through. This is the typical chart that I want to be in most of the times and in most of my altcoins allocations, because above this area, compared to, for example, with Theta, I don't have anybody who's going to dump on me from the other prices. These back holders at all those levels, at all those levels, they're going to dump the price and they're going to suppress the growth of the price, which Fetch, for example, right here does not have, and it can easily blast through 4, 5, 10 much easily.
Yeah, I agree. Depends on the unlocks as well for Fetch. I think the tokenomics is pretty strong, but yeah, depends of if they have big unlocks as well.
They don't have. They're fully almost in the market.
I think it's 90% or something.
95%. So the other one is almost not.
In relation to Fetch, I think I talked to a lot of people, and I think for me, Fetch is gonna be the coin that might attack the probably the top 10. If I look at it, I think Fetch would be that one.
I thought I was bullish, so thank you.
No, yo, I'm in Fetch from 55 cents, so I'm as well a fan of it. I haven't sold anything yet, but yeah, I think both of us we spotted the moment of Fetch, and I think it might go to top 10, which means that Fetch I can trade $10 to $20 probably in that range if it reaches that level, and maybe more. Who knows? But again, you don't have to look at it that it's gonna happen 100%. You have to look at it on levels, as we mentioned earlier, level by level, and maybe you want to withdraw some risk at the higher levels as well. Once Fetch go above 5, 10, and so on, you don't have to wait till 20 or 50, because that's what some people do. They look at the streamers like, oh, Daniel said it's gonna go to 20, I'm selling at 20, or Mr. Spread said it's gonna go to whatever. Like, these are targets. You don't really know exactly what can happen. You have just probabilities and some type of targets. If you look at the past, if this will reach top 10, it's gonna be probably $10 to $20 coin, most likely. Fetch has a chance, but doesn't mean that it's gonna end up like that.
We have a question. What's wrong with EGLD? Why is it
It's getting ready for 130. You can tell that to people probably.
Well, I think it's suffering from the same things like Atom, like Cardano, and like all the others. In the last cycle, and I have the. You want to share something, or should I share?
No. You can share EGLD if you want. But for me, it's just a accumulation phase on it.
I agree with this, and I think that EGLD right now it's part of the Atom, Phil, AVAX, Aave, Cardano squad. In the last cycle, it was the Fetch. It was the sexy one, the hot one with no back holders. Unfortunately, right now it's suffering from the same things that all the other older ones are suffering. It's not on the hot narrative, right? It's not a shitcoin. Unfortunately, is not AI. Unfortunately, is not RWA or BRC20. So it's not on the hot narratives. It means that most likely it's gonna rally along with Atom, Near, and Near is on AI right now, but it's gonna rally when all the broad altcoin market is gonna rally. And if I look at this right now, it's in a very nice higher high, higher lows structure. It has a very big resistance around 78, but I think that once 78 is gonna be resolved, 100 is gonna come very fast, and above 100, 152, which was a big level all the way back in the previous cycle. So if I look at this, I have absolutely no worries as long as it stays above 53. Looks interesting on weekly. Break 78, 100 is going to come fast, and after that 152. It just needs a little bit more time, and I think it needs, exactly like Daniel said, it needs the broader altcoin market to rally. So along with all the other older ones. I think this is what's not necessarily is wrong with it. It just needs a little bit more time and more money to flow from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Total 3.
Yeah, another good one is Aave, which is positioned very, very well. So I was sharing this, I think, on my live streams, on Twitter, and everywhere. I think this might be ready for a leg up. It looks ready from my point of view. It had a lot of accumulation under 124, and once we broke above this level and we found actually support here at 125, 123, I think this is gonna fly, especially when Ethereum is gonna go to all-time high and DeFi is gonna be back. I think this might fly to around 238, 245 on this level here. So I think it's one to watch from my point of view. Very, very nice structure here. Very nice structure for AAV. I think it's a bit better than a GLD. It looks a bit better than a GLD here, and I think we can go here. And another one that I like, and I shared before, it's Aptos. Now, I think this one is undervalued as well at this point in time. I think for Aptos, the level, the important level was this one, 10.7, maybe a little bit lower, 10.4. Yeah, somewhere here. I think this level was very important. This was the bear market accumulation. This basically is the breakout, the retest as a support, and now it should go higher basically. And I think this will probably be trading around 16 to 20 at some point in this level, and probably is going to break this and is going to go to all-time high. It's another one that I'm looking very, very closely. It's Aptos. A lot of people don't look at it. It's under the radar a little bit at this point, but this shows some type of accumulation here. If it's something that I look at, maybe Cardano, but Cardano is very slow this time around. But if you look at the overall structure of Cardano, looks good. Like if very you look nice. At like the cycles, let me just delete everything here and go on the weekly. Look at this. Like this is Coinbase. No, this is not good. Let's do Binance. This one. Oh, weekly. I thought it had more. Let's see. No, yeah, it's good. It's good because this is from 2017. Yeah, it looks good from my point of view. Like we found support on this bear market around 24 here, and it's pretty good. We did not break under 16, so this was vital for Cardano. It would go below this level, would be very hard to come back to a new all-time high. But now looks ready. Looks ready. That's why I think the cycle is not over yet till Cardano will print above $1.50, or maybe go for all-time high.
I agree. Yeah. It's so bad. It's so bad that you say that for Cardano holders. They're like they're like the plagued people. When these people make money, we're near the end. You know, the end is near. Like.
Yeah, look at Litecoin from the previous cycle. Same.
Like, I know what you're saying. We were speaking about this.
Yeah, I know. But look at Litecoin. What happened here? So it printed at the top here. I don't think this is a. Let me find another chart for Litecoin. Which one should it be? Maybe Kraken on Bitstamp. I think Bitstamp has more. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, if you can see here, 2017 printed the top, and then it printed the top here in May. Christ. 2021. So when this was ripping to double top, it did the double top here, maybe a small all-time high. The cycle kind of ended, even though Bitcoin went up again.
We're far from that.
With a fake top. Yeah, like you can see here, Litecoin is just preparing basically for like some kind of a, I don't know, some kind of a uptrend to 120, 150, this level here. This level.
You know what? And then, you know what? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, maybe this will print a triple top, or it's gonna do something like this. Most likely, I don't think Litecoin is gonna do more than what it did in 2021. So it shows you that you're not there yet. You know, if you look at Cardano, if you look at Litecoin, like Cardano should be the Litecoin of this cycle. If you ask me, like Cardano should be the Litecoin. So it means that Cardano should double top or something like that. In that range, because a lot of people will think, yeah, Cardano is going to go to $10 and it's going to double top and the cycle will end most likely.
I was thinking about Cardano. And also other coins, even Fetch, but Fetch right now it's going above that area. One of the things that this kind of shit coins, and I'm not talking about Cardano, I'm talking about Pepe, Shmepe, Shiba, Piba, Floki, these ones, they have something that is very attractive, and Cardano still has it. Ripple still has it. It's the price per unit. So and I think we spoke about it. When people come inside the crypto space, they don't have the patience or they don't invest time into the research to understand that, for example, something like Elrond, it's much more valuable than something like Doge, right? Yeah, and they see Elrond at $70, they say, oh, fuck, this is so expensive. But they don't look at market cap, they don't look at fully diluted valuation, and they don't understand that just for this kind of law of diminishing returns, Doge has less chances to do 5, 6, 7x than something like EGLD, right? Because if it's the supply multiplied with the current price, right? With the total circulating supply of the price. But people see, oh, Doge it's in top 10 or Cardano is top 10. It's only 0.71 per coin, but they don't know that the supply is 80 fucking billion. So there's like, oh, I'm gonna buy this because this goes to $10 because some guy on YouTube said that Ripple goes to $500. So I think that these coins like Ripple, like Doge, like these ones which are like under $2-3, they have an opportunity, although they might be net inferior to the better ones technologically, but because price per unit is so small, the masses will the majority of people will just buy them.
Understand market cap, and especially the new ones. That's what I said. I don't really see that new ones, even though Coinbase had a 10x volume. From my point of view, is the previous people that are returning now. In order for new people to join, I want to see Coinbase top 10, top 5, or even the first one. That's when the crazy stuff happens. But usually that happens when Bitcoin goes above a certain level. It happened above 30K in the previous cycle. 35, I remember very, very well. And in this cycle, if you put the same percentages, might be
85, 90.
80, 90 or 100K. That's where people will really get interested, and the media will like really pick up on this, because now media is like a bit silent in relation to Bitcoin. It's like, yeah, Bitcoin another all-time high again. Okay, but when it's gonna go above 90 or 100K, then they're gonna start again, like talking about it in every minute, every second, every show.
The funny part is that this is one of the most hated rallies, and you can see that from the silence. You can see that people they're like, oh my god, they're coping so much. I think they're gonna overpopulate Copenhagen.
I agree. This is hated, especially from the people who hated it before. I was like, okay, this is going up again. Oh my god, this Bitcoin, this crypto is going up again. You can see Ethereum is 4,050 almost here.
So it's gonna touch the area that we just spoke about.
Look how good this looks.
Very nice. Imagine being bearish on something like this. I mean, my head hurts, man.
You can, but of course it's gonna come to a blow off top at some point, by the nature of the structure, but you don't know where. You don't know where, because price discovery might push this 2x above all-time high in span of months. Like months, you close your eyes, you go on a trip, in 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, and this you're gonna
7,000
8K, 9K, 10K, and so on. Because there's no selling here, there's just price discovery here, and people don't really want to sell on price discovery. It's like, okay, let's see how far it can go. That's how crypto works, basically. And then it prints some kind of a local top. Amazing stuff. Bitcoin,
you know what,
72K.
You know what was flying under the radar, and if you allow me to share something, and it was really under the radar,
that I'm looking at. So maybe you want to share.
Yes, let me see which is. 1 second. No, not this one. Yeah, this one. Let me know if you see it.
Okay, so you need to put the layout back.
Sure.
Perfect.
So this was happening on February 8th, and I was just looking at BNB. And at that point in time, I noticed I noticed that people were sleeping on BNB. And again, like I said, the nature of the market, right? And why these patterns repeat over and over and over again, regardless of what are these patterns, okay? So at that point in time, we saw a very interesting cup and handle, and it was around 308. And this was another cup and handle from a totally different asset from Investopedia. I think this was a stock or something. And look what happened. The same structure, like we had the rounding bottom, we had the handle, and my target, because this is how you calculate, you take from the neckline to the bottom of the cup, and you just take it from the breakout to the top of from the breakout from the handle, and you just measure it. 33.8%, 33.8%. It was 308 at that time, right? Okay, and I said, don't sleep on the forgotten dragon, because a lot of people were sleeping on it. Let's see where is it. Let's see where is it today.
If you remember, you had the 420 target. I had the 460 target. So here you
my
go.
first target, my first target,
Yeah.
it was 420. And again,
Yeah.
let's just watch liquidity levels, because people were asking. I mean, you were asking about Theta, and maybe some people were like raising their eyebrows on these targets. Look what happens inside of a bull run, right, or the beginning of a bull run. I had the target 420. Daniel had 460, and both of our targets just got blown away in a weekly candle, like this fast. Tapped this area of liquidity. Maybe the next one is going to be, so my next target is 571, and the next one 614. Is it going to happen in a week like this? Happen, it can happen, but this can stabilize like this, and after that just rally in another all-time high. And people, since this, they had it, and I was updating this chart at 305. We were longing this at 340, and all of this, they were missed. And even now, look what's happening. People are saying, oh, okay, BNB, what's going to happen? And no, how many tweets you heard with BNB? Almost none.
Let me put it. let me put this context. So you know how many coins are like launching on the launchpad? One is gonna launch now in like a few days.
Sure.
Imagine the market makers of Binance, how much money they're gonna make.
Jesus
and imagine
Christ.
At some point they're gonna put it into BNB.
Right.
Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Imagine what this beast can do after it
I
reaches
see.
yeah.
Let me look a bit. So this would be the all-time high, because this was just some weeks. So this was a kind of a double top, 670, let's say. This can easily go to double digits, 1,000 something.
Yeah, 1,000 easy. Yeah. I
Easily.
think easy. Once it's gonna take some profit, like the market makers are gonna take some profits on those coins.
Jesus
think
Christ, this just broke out. This is so bullish, man. It's so hard for me to be even. Fuck. This is so bullish, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and the economics is good. The burns are good, bro. Yeah.
For example, let me tell you about Ichimoku, right? So Ichimoku just broke out of bearish, right? We have the green one, which is very bullish. This is the Kumo, and all the other elements, all of these ones with the price being above it, they just signal very bullish things. The only thing which I think it can stop a little bit Binance BNB right now is that the deviation between Kijun Sen and the price is too big. So we might see a little bit of a correction. This is gonna regulate this, so it's gonna close this kind of an imbalance, and after that it's just gonna rip. But this is on weekly. On daily, this still looks very, very good. So a correction, and I'm very bullish on BNB.
I think it might be a correction after the next launch. After the next launch on Wednesday, we might see a correction, but I think there's a few that are still coming. Like this year is gonna be full for Binance, as far as I saw, in relation to how many coins they're gonna launch. So on the launch pad. So yeah, it's not crazy to think that that's gonna do all-time high and maybe 1,000 at some point in time for BNB. And you know, I'm a holder of BNB.
Yes, I know. Good job for you.
And
Avi is very bullish, man. Very smart. You're very smart. If you're very bullish on Aave right here, I have to agree with you. I think 100,
bullish,
197, 200 area, because it's a round number, but I think that's area 198 to 200 is the first big resistance on weekly. After that, 260, but this looks absolutely amazing. It looks very, very bullish, extremely bullish. So Aave is very bullish right now. Even from here, 2-3x from here is very likely in the next few months.
Yeah, I think it's gonna run with Ethereum going above all-time high and being the first DeFi protocol. I think it's gonna rip. I think it's gonna rip at some point. Someone says QNT. I haven't looked at that coin in a while. It might be the time. Who knows?
I can chart it if you want.
Yeah, QNT. I wonder how it looks because I haven't looked at it in a while. This run in the bear market, if you remember, so it was full-blown bear market, and this was like running like crazy in the bear, but then did nothing basically. Yeah, it's still bear, still in the bear. Interesting chart. Interesting chart, QNT. Okay. Still has a good potential, but yeah, it's I don't see it yet.
So it needs to go above 145 area if I watch that closely, and after that has some interesting areas of liquidity. So yeah, it's still very. I think this is the accumulation zone for it, and I would not short this right now. Actually, I would not short any altcoin if you ask me. What I do, so in the bear market, I was shorting the lower highs, and in a bull run, I'm buying the higher lows. And I think this is the mentality, the adaptable mentality, which someone should have. And I think this is plus EV on the long term. If I look at this looks like a bottoming formation, looks like a range. I've seen this, for example, in FED BTC when I was looking at it on weekly. Look at this, right? Yeah. So we had so much, very similar. Maybe this is the same thing. And I think when this is going to break, let me be more Catholic than the Pope. Let me have this area. So 150. When this breaks 150, I think it rips towards 230 very fast, because these liquidity levels will never gonna be left like this from the market makers. This is money on the table for market makers. So I think once QNT goes above 150, it can go in 1 week, 2 weeks maximum to 230, and after that even much higher, 300, 313 area.
Yeah, so maybe it's one of those that's still under the radar. Maybe
Yeah. Very likely.
maybe it's worth looking at it now, because once it breaks 150, it's gonna rip probably to the upside, but probably towards of the cycle end or first cycle
I
end.
think I think it's gonna happen just looking at this angle. So maybe in the next 4 to 6 weeks, this has the potential to rip much higher.
Okay, so I'll add it to my list as well to have a look at QNT, because it did nothing basically. Now, like, it's just going sideways, but maybe it's good for this time of the year or cycle. It's good to find these coins that are still like
which are some type of laggards, right?
Yeah.
This looks it's still bearish. Like I was looking from price action. This is what I do: price action, market structure first, and after that I add Ichimoku on it. It's still in accumulation zone. There is no clear trend, so I think this has the potential to rip much higher. 2x from here, it's very doable in the next 2-3 months.
I think we need to have a closer look at it. To keep it on the radar. For example.
Oh my god. This is just he's right. Mr. Vasile says that this looks terrible, and it looks like it just printed another cycle low versus. Oh my god, it does not look pretty. I have to admit, regarding versus Bitcoin.
But it's at the bottom though. If you look at it from this perspective, might be, but again, it's like might be. It doesn't look great. That's for sure.
So you know how I buy it. Exactly like I said. So now it's 120. It's 120. Yeah. So I'll buy it above 150, because maybe above 150 this is also gonna recover. So I would rather pay a premium here, buy it above 150 instead of catching a falling knife like this.
Same. We can agree there. I'll buy the same as you if it prints above that level. If not, I'll hold my Bitcoin and maybe accumulate some in USDT, because that one looks a bit better in relation to the dollar than Bitcoin.
Cake also accumulation. Cake.
Oh, cake, yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
Looks
one.
Juicy. Looks juicy. Cake.
looks ready to rip.
Looks ready to be eaten.
I like what you did there. Good job. You can, because you look much fitter than me. I have to lose some weight, so you can eat some cake. I'm just gonna buy some cake. I'll buy it for you and you eat it.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do that.
Looks very nice, man.
Yeah, looks good. Yeah, another one that kind of ready there. How about Ape?
It was on my radar. I don't know why it was on my radar. I think because it was kind of bottoming. I like Ape. I mean, I like it because it's ending also this kind of grueling bear market for it. We had this low here, and I think this is the accumulation area for it. Of course, this is still a little bit of a gamble, if you ask me, at this point in time. But it looks like it's bottoming. So the risk reward, it can be there. Maybe you have to chew a little bit of volatility, maybe a little bit more downside, so a little bit of a drawdown. But once this rips, it has some nice potential. Ichimoku on it, nothing. Huh? Yeah. So it looks like it's finishing
above that level. Yeah,
I agree. Still needs to break above 2.6.
Yeah, but
like I said. Yeah, if you buy here, maybe it's just going to go another 30-40% lower, but this you buy on spot, you don't trade. But the upside is 300-400% in the next few months. Looks very nice, Ape.
How about Metis? And I think we can end with this one. Metis is launching on Binance. It's already trading on other exchanges.
Holy shit.
Look at that. Binance,
it's Metis? I wrote it. Metis?
Metis with the M. Okay. Metis, yeah.
It's already on Binance. It's already on Binance.
No, is it trading now?
Yeah.
What's the price that it is right now? I don't see it there.
1 second.
Let me see. I think it's already launched on Binance, huh? I think a few hours or a few minutes
140
ago.
touched.
Oh, 140. Okay, I thought it was gonna go higher. It didn't.
Let me see. KuCoin. Okay. 1 week.
Metis. Yeah, 137 and it went to 140. But it looks good. I think it might go higher. Yeah. But look at this. Look at this chart.
What the fuck is this, Daniel?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Metis.
But look, this is the accumulation. This is the accumulation period that we were talking about in all of them. So look what happens after it breaks out from this accumulation period, from this bottoming kind of structure. Look how powerful is the breakout afterwards, right?
Yeah, I think this Metis. Actually, it's a layer 2. You know, on Ethereum.
I have no idea what is it.
Yeah, it's a layer 2 on Ethereum. And it pumps right now because Binance, and of course the upgrade for Ethereum is coming, the Denkun, which is gonna lower the fees of the. It's gonna lower the fees for the layer 2s up to, I don't know, Solana level. So the layer 2s on Ethereum are gonna compete with Solana, and it's gonna be interesting in relation to fees. So it's gonna be good to see how the market will react in relation to that. And Ethereum is pumping as well because in, I think, 3 days, 14 probably is gonna come the update. The
3 days. Yep.
Yeah, something like that. So maybe the layer 2 coins are gonna still pump, but
this was deviation. Yeah, this was deviation inside the bear market.
Do you think it's gonna go higher, or it looks like it wants higher?
Has the chances to go much higher, and above this area it's already all-time high. So above 174 it's already all-time high, I think. And that
I think a 200 might be in play.
I have no idea of tokenomics. It's very hard for me to put any type of target based on what's looking. How is Metis BTC looking? Maybe I can take some targets from Metis BTC.
I don't think it's trading, huh? Oh, it is.
It's trading, but I don't have anything here.
Yeah,
I don't have anything to work with. What's the all-time high here? 0.09157. Let me cook a little bit. How much is Bitcoin right now?
71.98. Yeah.
So okay, 140 for Metis, which is nothing.
Yeah.
So the all-time high, it means that when it goes above 140, it goes also most likely in all-time high versus Bitcoin. It goes in price discovery versus Bitcoin there. And here it has to go above 174. So when it's going to go above 174, it's full-blown price discovery. I have no target. In price discovery, I heard some people, they use Fibonacci extensions. I think that they are very, very relative, and I don't base that on that. I just watched price action, and I watch how they move there. So, but looks nice.
Yeah. Another one that looks good is Polkadot. Finally, I think it's gonna go to 15. Polkadot. Finally, it looks good. Probably 15, and then we'll see.
Wow, this is very important. We're close here. Yeah, I mean, if this week ends like this, the next levels are very. I mean, they're in play. The next level, 16 is the next level that I have in mind.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, looks good. Looks good for like that level at least. Atom as well is one that is lagging. It's on my radar, similar to Polkadot. I think both of them are running together. So I think it's good to have both of them on the list, because I think it's gonna break, and it's gonna go to. I think Atom is gonna go to 18, 20, and Polkadot probably is gonna go to 16. In that range. So I have both of them for people that are watching. I have both of them on my radar for this week. Yeah, nice falling wedge there. Formation for Polkadot. And Polkadot 2.0 is coming soon, so might drive the price up further.
Jesus, this is and I can tell you something. I can tell you something. The bullish trend on weekly, which is the higher the time frame, the higher the confirmation, that didn't even start. The bullish trend is going to start when the lagging span is going to go out of the Kumo. So I think this is just starting right now, like you said. It has an intermediary level. So watch out, Daniel. Watch out for 14 as a first area of resistance, and after that, like you said, around 16, that level that we were talking about. So 14, this is the first area of resistance. And on daily, how does it look?
Good.
Very nice. 16 in target. Good job.
How about Atom? I think this one as well. I think Atom would be 15 too.
Very similar structure with
very similar. But I think a bit better though on Atom.
It didn't
overall.
break it. I think Dot is much more. At least in my book, Dot is much more bullish.
Yeah, but this one was more stable than Polkadot throughout the bear. If you can look at, see, it didn't do another low. Like it did not print another low. So maybe this, after it breaks that level, it's gonna go even higher.
Actually, this was a double bottom.
Yeah, this was a double bottom, not a falling wedge. So it's a bit different structurally in relation to how it bottomed, basically.
I still need to see it above 15 area. So after it's gonna take out the highs from here. It breaks out the above 15 area. I think next area 22, 32. Yeah, it might have a more explosive. Might have a more explosive break because of the. Okay, it's not the most textbook double bottom that you see, but this is the resistance. This is the neckline, and once this area is cleared, let's see how much it can be the projected target rally on this one. So we take it from here, 60%. 60% around 24 and change.
Yeah, 24. I have 24 as well. 2024, I think. And for Polkadot, we'll see. But I think this had to run as well in order for me to say yes. Maybe we're closer to like a local top or something, because they still have some. Yeah, they still have some. Like there's still some coins there that did not really run, and they should basically before we see that 30 and then 50% correction for altcoins. Yeah. Neckline, yeah, this is one to watch. This is one to watch, and I'm watching it closely. See how it goes.
I agree. I like it a lot, and these breakouts can be very explosive, especially for older ones. But I have also to agree with you, and I can agree with you that when this is going to happen, most likely it's going to be the end of the first leg, because these are the older coins. So when we're going to see Atom, Cardano, maybe even Elrond, when we're going to see these older ones which were performing really good in the last cycle, even Litecoin, but for sure, when I'm going to see Litecoin rallying and doing 2-3x, I'm going to take most likely I'm going to take a lot of profits from the market.
Wow, Mr. Spread, look at Coinbase. Jesus, if you can put, look at Coinbase. If you can add my my share screen. Look at Coinbase.
Holy shit.
267. I think 270. It touched 270. Crazy.
Three stocks I'm really interested in. I'm interested in Coinbase, I'm interested in Robinhood, and I'm interested in PayPal. And like I said a few months ago, if you remember, Nvidia is. I still think that is going to be the number one company by May. I'm gonna keep that target.
Look at this. Still looks like it wants more, even though it touched the kind of the target 967 and had a pullback. But it doesn't look at this volume here. Like look at this volume on weekly. Like it doesn't look like it's ending right now.
Is that a selling volume to you?
Yeah, it's not, even though here there's some selling volume as well, because we both know that it's not only buying volume.
Sure.
But overall it's buying volume.
I don't look at volume on stocks, on Forex, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not a stock trader. I just look at the price. And for now, every pullback for this, it's a buying opportunity. As long as it stays above, I don't know, what was that level there? 700 something. That was
I think, somewhere there probably. I think this level, right? 720,
guys,
730.
for everybody who's watching, when you see these kind of trends, don't be like most of the people, because most of the traders, when they see this kind of trends, they're going, even experienced one, not only retail, experienced one. I see it cannot go higher. And this, when you short this kind of a very explosive trends, it's like picking pennies in front of a steamroller. This is exactly the opposite of catching the knife. When something is dropping so much, let it drop. Let it stabilize a little bit, and after that you can start buying. The same thing here. When this is going to stabilize at a higher value, let it stabilize, and when it's going to lose its structure, for example, I wouldn't short this until what's that level? They're a little bit higher above those highs.
You mean
no, lower a little bit? It's around 440. Let's look around 400, 460. Here. No, higher a little bit. Let me tell you where I was shorted. I think that would be the first place under 485. That would be the first place where I might say, listen, this might be the top, and I would short it under those lows there that you just exactly from that structure. A little bit lower, I would short it. So when it would be under, when it would be under 410 something, this is when I would short. Until then, any pullback can be a good pullback. Look what happened on the other structure, similar structure, from 300 to 120.
Yeah.
That one, exactly. Like Why would I stay in front of it?
Probably think that this would be a short here, right? But it did not close.
No, it had to lose the other structures.
It had to lose the structure. Was close here though. Was close, but it didn't. It like recovered and like went higher immediately.
Exactly.
Afterwards. Yeah. It's a beast. Resembles what happened to Tesla in 2021. Like it resembles a lot. And probably they're gonna do a stock split as well. Like I'm calling it now.
Yes. I think they already announced it.
They did.
I think they already announced
news. I've heard there's just some news, but I don't know. But it's normal to do it. It's normal as the stock goes above 1,000. Probably it's normal to do it. Because people look at the price in different ways. If it's gonna be, I don't know, $10 again, or
price per unit. Remember what I said with those things?
Price per unit. So
Cardano
it's multiple perspectives to have a stock split, basically. But let's see S&P and maybe we can end it. Nasdaq is down today. Interesting. It's down almost 0.5, 0.41. But it's not something scary yet for Nasdaq. They had days like this before and then recovered. Let's see the S&P a bit lower. A bit lower than the Nasdaq, but like kind of similar scenario. Both are still looking good, if you ask me. Both S&P and Nasdaq. What level would be right now that you're gonna be like, okay, maybe something is wrong, like maybe on the short term, medium term, long term?
First, where I would be a bit cautious would be under 5,020, and what I would call for a local top would be under 4,950. So the first level would be 5,020, 5,030 actually.
Okay, here.
Yes, and the second one, which would make me really doubt somewhere around that area, exactly. So if we lose that structure and we close weekly under it and we open 4,817, which was the previous all-time high, maybe I'm going to call for a local top also. But for now, this is just absolutely bullish structure. No.
Yeah, it kind of touched my target, so it's normal to have a correction from this level. But as you said it pretty well. I think if we don't go below this level, I think the trend is still up. On a daily, we don't say about weekly. Weekly is even like better here if you look at weekly. I think weekly for me 4,800 something, like here. Like in order for me to turn bearish on this would be this level, and it's very good because this level comes very close to the previous cycle here in 2022 high. So I'm looking at this for like some kind of a scenario that this is going to turn bearish and probably going to see the recession. But for now, we don't have to think about that because it's very bullish. This can come back to this level, bounce, and then
even lower if it comes back even lower, like 4,950, like we spoke about.
So if it goes there and can still go higher, let's see. Snapchat's going down, Plug is going down a little bit. Something, but nothing really. I can see that the Chinese stocks are waking up. Is it something there? Like I see NEO finally. Maybe
there is.
I think if I would look at something in the stock market, would be NEO right now. I think it's getting closer to the potential, basically bottoming. It has no structure now, but we'll see. I think for me, in order for this to become like some kind of scenario of like bottoming, should go above 7.2 and then take out this level of 9. So
I agree with you.
Level,
above
I
9,
think this will
above
bottom
9.
out.
Yes.
And then we'll probably rally to 20 plus afterwards.
16,
I still
20.
hold this. I still hold this. I think I'm still underwater. My average is probably 8 for this one right now, but I'm confident that this probably is going to go back up at some point. NEO, but we'll see. I'm like looking at it. This is promising. This week is promising here, but let's see how it develops on NEO. But it's one to watch, I think, for the few days. The VIX is going up.
Isn't it interesting that VIX already went up from 13 or 12 from 11, and S&P 500 is still so high? What does this tells us? That the stock market is still very, very strong.
True. Let's see now the DXY. DXY, I think it's gonna have a bounce this week by the looks of it. I don't know if you agree or not. I can see the daily.
I'll show you what I see on the DXY because I have a prepared chart for it.
Like, but this was my scenario, like bounce this.
I'm laughing because we agree so much on this one.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what you have on DXY, and I think Euro USD is gonna go down this week a little bit towards the 108.9 this level, and we'll see.
So I was watching it under this level. So 103.7 was the area to watch for me. It was weekly support. Once this was broken, and we see that we had acceptance under this area where we didn't previously, this area was in play, and we had 102.6 touch. I agree with you that we might see a move higher, but I think this can be a very nice move to short the dollar, which means if euro dollar goes back towards 1.08745 or even a little bit lower, it can be a very nice higher low and a nice place to reload on the euro dollar longs. DXY for me now it's bearish short term, as long as it stays under this area 103.7. Even if it bounces any bounce towards here or towards here, if stays here, it's a good area to short it in my opinion, and looks exactly like this. It looks bearish, and we can see when the DXY is bearish, we saw what happened with gold, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about gold, but look at this.
Don't worry.
Gold going up, Bitcoin going up, S&P going up. What else is going up? But yeah,
So
a lot of things going up now. It's like crazy.
This was a bull flag that I noticed. We had the liquidity area here first at 2086, and obviously also closed this this week. Most of the time the price does this. It closes out these imbalances in the price. It closes it out. And the target, the price target for this potential bull flag, if we take the pole from where the move started and we measure it from the lower side of the flag, it's around 2,250. I think is no problem of this touching this area, as long as DXY plays ball and goes lower from here. I think metals, so precious metals, commodities, and risk assets like S&P 500, crypto, Bitcoin, etc., they can have a very nice time as long as DXY goes lower. But before we end this, I just want to ask everybody who is watching, just to keep it simple, because I have a very interesting chart, and I want to ask everybody who is here in the audience, disregard the asset, don't look at the asset. If we were to have just, like a trivia game, and is this looking more like this, which is a higher low, which is a bullish structure, or this structure looks more like this? With which of these two structures this asset resembles more?
Well, it's kind of clear, right? But
Exactly. So why, this is why it baffled me at any point. Like, for example, when we went above these highs from here, right? We went above these highs from this area. People were calling tops, although look at the structure. The structure is bullish, higher high and higher low, clear sequence. And you can do this on cocoa, you can do this on orange juice, you can do this on Bitcoin. Just clear your charts and draw your structures. If it's and especially you can start on daily, weekly, doesn't matter. The higher the time frame, the higher the confirmation, and you're gonna see, is this a higher high or a higher high higher low, or is this a lower higher lower low? And don't be biased. Just judge the chart that you see, and this looks more like this or more like this, and it's clear like daylight that this is still bullish. When we're gonna lose these structures, we can go back to it.
Question: What would be the level for Bitcoin that the part is gonna end? Like from now, like if you look at the chart now, like a naked chart for Bitcoin, what would be that level?
Let's do a naked chart on Bitcoin.
Yeah, let's do a naked chart. What would be the level? Be like, okay, the party is over. I think we agreed both that the bull market is gonna start above 32K if it breaks. Right. How about now? Like, what would be that level that would kind of be like, okay, you know what, something is going on and it's not good for Bitcoin?
If you ask me, this would be the first level, so it would be around 48 area. If we go back under 48, that would be the first time of weird. If we go and we stay, and of course from 48 we have the other areas which were good in the past 38, and I think that would really raise my eyebrows. So for example, if something happens and we start topping and we lose these areas from here, and after that these lows, I think we open up 32 again, and we can go in some type of a weird moves after that. So for me, these are the areas.
How that would look, and you know how that would look as a Wykoff distribution at the higher level time frame. I think I have it here. Yeah. So if you Wykoff distribution, if you search for it, that would be the bearish scenario, and I agree with you.
This one
for people. Yeah, that one. Exactly that one. I think. I think I have a better one. Let me see. Let me just give me a second to find it.
It's not white version. let's see if this.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's perfectly the one that I have. Yep, that one.
Let's go back.
You
to
can
Bitcoin.
paste it. Yeah, you can paste it.
I can
there,
paste it,
think.
but look, looks good.
Yeah. So basically that would be for me the bear scenario from here. Like we talked about only bullish, but the bear scenario would be this basically, and it fits perfectly with what you said. 48K, I think. That would be the confirmation of this at a higher time frame level, which is crazy, but you cannot say exclude it entirely. Yeah. So I think it fits a little bit the narrative, but yeah, you cannot look. What do you think about this? Looks kinda.
I can be very very honest with you. I never liked Wykoff or Elliott. I
Yeah.
cannot say that they are the same. I think that Wykoff are way superior than any kind of Elliott wave strategies. But this is just me. There is no perfect strategy. But if I look at this, this is very similar. So this was very similar here. This was very similar here. But we ended this phase. So this already applied. So we were in a distribution. And we went into the phase here.
Yeah, this applied on shorter time, but we didn't have the third one. If you look and you take the picture out, we where is the third top? Yeah, where is the third top basically?
Oh, so you're saying that we didn't have the test at the
Yeah.
UTAD, and maybe this is
Exactly.
gonna be the test, and we're just gonna go in something silly, stupid like this.
Yeah, we don't know. That's why the 48K is important for me as well. Like
So
48K.
you're basically saying that we can do something like this to be like the test from here. After that, to fall and to have the 48K area, this
correct.
LPSY, right?
Yeah,
And this will be
correct.
the LPSY.
And
Okay.
then the last phase, yeah, and then the last phase down, but that will not happen till Bitcoin drops below 48K. So I think it's something to have there if but the like probability is not really high probability that this will happen, but yeah, it's something to look at, because usually like Wykoff applies to more of a institutional level trading than like normal trading, let's say, and Bitcoin is going to that level now. So it's something maybe to watch if Bitcoin goes below 48K. And you said it very well. I had the same level, 48, maybe 44, for like confirmation of some type of Wykoff distribution again.
Very
But
interesting.
we'll see.
Very
We'll
interesting.
keep it. We'll keep it on the radar there somewhere and see how
Until
this
then,
performs.
let's just rejoice of what Bitcoin is doing. And as a Coinbase market maker, I want to tell you, Daniel, that I will let it fly at least until 80 before I will do some shenanigans.
Let's
Before I'll
see
do
at
some
least
shenanigans.
100, because I think this is the time to be 100K for Bitcoin. If it doesn't happen now, when? I mean, when? If this is not the time for Bitcoin to hit 100K, when it's gonna be? So we'll see. But we talked about a lot of bullish scenarios. Maybe something there to keep in mind if
Sure.
Bitcoin does that, to like look at it if it does. But for people that watch, it's a small percentage probability at this point in time, looking at the cycles and how Bitcoin perform. But you never know, so it's good to have it there in the back of the mind, I think.
That's why I like you, because you also bring this kind of scenarios, like what if, when we were in the bear market, it's good to bring the what if something
Correct.
crazy is going to happen to the upside. And now
Correct.
that we are in an upside, like we should also have like a plan, like what if, at any point in
Correct.
time this can happen. Most likely, if that happens, it can happen too fast. And if it happens, it's good to understand that under 48, maybe the party is over for some time, and we take some profits and still on the thing that we still have profits, and we just retreat back to either Bitcoin, either altcoins. Very, very well said.
Correct. But
I think
then
this is
the party is still on. The party is still on. And if the party is still on, we like go with the party and the music. But when the music stops, we're gonna be here with you guys and probably tell you, hey, I don't hear any music anymore. I don't hear the party anymore, and things might go in different directions that most people think. So that's why it's important to like maybe subscribe to the channel and maybe like this content if you guys find it interesting, of course, and we will try to do it as often as we can, of course. We're both very busy all the time.
One thing I want to add, don't be like this guy in the left side, right? So don't be like this guy in the left side who keeps calling for the you're fucked when the party stops and he's up 5%, because in the meantime, someone can outperform you by a mile, okay? When the music will stop, the music will stop. But in the meantime, like Daniel said very well, we just party. We party like it's 99, like that the phrase is saying. And we watch the liquidity, everybody just watch liquidity. I think this is one of the most important metric. See if stablecoin market cap is increasing, especially Tether, because this is the dominant force. If liquidity is increasing inside the crypto space and USDT, so Tether dominance is falling, most likely we're still heading higher. When we're gonna see some type of bottoming on the USDT dominance and we see that people are withdrawing, and so we see the Tether, the market cap falling, and Bitcoin starts to retrace, start to put some topping signals, and we see also altcoins going in the same direction, maybe this is a time to be a little bit more fearful. For now, at least me personally, I'm not going to say that I'm extremely bullish, but I'm very bullish, because this is what the price tells me, this is what the metrics are telling me, and even this is what the macro is telling me from the economies. If something is going to change, I'm going to change with it, and I'm going to do my best. I'm most likely, I will never buy a bottom, and I'm never going to sell a top. I'm not that good. I admit, I'm that humble to admit that I'm not that good to buy bottoms or call tops. If it's going to happen, most likely I'm going to be lucky. What I'm here for, and what I target is to catch the meat of the move. I'm not going to buy 16K. I didn't bought 16K. I didn't bought 18K. I bought 21. And most likely I'm not going to sell the top. I'm going to sell somewhere a little bit lower, but I'm going to be happy with the middle gains, because I'm just human and I do my best to adapt to the conditions.
Very well said. Very, very well said. And people need to understand that we don't have a crystal ball, to know when exactly the bottom and the top is. That's not the type of content that we're doing, and like the message that we're sending. It's more of a balanced message, and like clear and real message. And people that really are interested in that, they will probably stay and understand. People that are like, okay, I know that guy who caught the bottom, okay, go ahead and see what happens in a few months or like years time, if you think about that, because the market's gonna probably punish you. But again, guys, if you like the content, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and of course the bell notification. When we're gonna go live, you're gonna probably hear that from YouTube, hopefully, or like Twitter or wherever. Follow Mr. Spread. You have the links down below. Follow me as well. We have the link down below, and probably we're gonna see each other in a week or two. We'll see. Depends how the market will go.
Sure.
A week or two, something like that. Hopefully, Bitcoin is gonna be above 80K on our next live show, and not dump 50%. So we'll see.
If you guys are not naughty, and if you guys like and subscribe, I'm gonna talk to the Coinbase market maker to let Bitcoin rip to 80K. If I don't see too many like that, we'll see. Thank you, Daniel. It was a pleasure, man, and always. And congratulations for hitting 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think that's an important mark. I think that you are one of the most important figures. I'm not going to say Romania. I'm going to say at least our part of Europe, because you did an amazing job through the other bear market and bull run, and also to the other bear market. And I think people should appreciate you a little bit more for the constant work that you do for our space. And hats off to you. With this said, hope to see you in 1 week or 2 weeks. And until then, trade well, everybody. Thank you very much.